same lines of that, I want to ask a question about youth violence. We're seeing it as I'm going to say a national epidemic. And what are your plans in office to talk about it from a public health epidemic when youth are challenged because of lack of education, lack of access, lack of resources, lack of tools, over-policing, lots of different things. I can keep going. I'm sure this room can continue to help me. How do we get youth violence to be seen as a public health epidemic and almost declared as such, so that we can really start to look at it from that perspective and not a bad actor perspective? There's a bad kid still in jail. How do we do that?
Yeah, I think you hit on the answer as you were asking the question. The way that we have criminalized entire communities in this country. I just had a chance very briefly in New Orleans to meet Ava DuVernay, who directed 13th, a film that opened my eyes to the fact that...
And When They See Us.
And When They See Us, which is next on my viewing list on Netflix. The Exonerated 5. But not a recent phenomenon that you have 2.3 million people behind bars, a population disproportionately comprised of color. Many there serving time for nonviolent drug crimes, including possession of marijuana. That this has been the pattern and practice of the United States government from its foundation, certainly since the end of Reconstruction. We in Texas just learned a mass grave in Fort Bend. They're building a new school, and as they were preparing the land, they discovered these graves of African American men and teenagers who had been in a convict leasing gang for the Imperial Sugar Company, and literally had been arrested just for their labor potential based on the color of their skin, for loitering, for whatever trumped up charges, and were literally worked to death. That when they do the forensic review of the skeletons, they can see that the muscle was literally pulled from the skeleton. So this criminalization of people based on race is something longstanding. It gets to the first question you asked about how we confront this. Some of the more immediate opportunities involve ending the war on drugs completely, expunging the arrest records for those who have arrests for marijuana at a minimum, and perhaps for other nonviolent drug crime offenses, because as we know, that arrest then forces the person after they've served time to check a box on every employment application form going forward. They no longer qualify for student loans. It diminishes their prospects and their opportunities, and their choices become constrained. And so often it is a return to the criminal justice system as perhaps the only avenue of progress forward. So that's a great place to start. Massive reform in policing and the entire criminal justice system. A Department of Justice whose Civil Rights Division is going to vigorously enforce civil rights law and standards. If the local DA or county attorney or state or jurisdiction is unwilling to ensure accountability and justice for police-involved violence or brutality or death, then I really do think it is a fundamental civil rights priority of the United States government, and the resources will be there for it. And then lastly, federal funding to local police departments and sheriff's departments contingent upon full transparency, full reporting on use of force and against whom force is used. Those are some places to start. I don't know that it gets to the basis of the question that you asked, but if I could, I would love to hear from you or others how we meaningfully address that.
Yeah, I want us to think about that